Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority if they're pushing to draw more locals to the Strip. They say there are initiatives, but pricing and promotions are ultimately up to each property.
Well, each individual property is going to decide their own business model, but we certainly want all of our locals to be able to participate in everything that's great about Las Vegas.
At Wednesday's board meeting, the board approved a $6 million sponsorship agreement with WWE to host WrestleMania. Members also voted to allocate more than $1.2 million for Formula One Grand Prix ticket packages for stakeholders and partners. It can cost money to make money, but the timing is difficult for some residents who continue to raise concerns about price gouging and whether high fees are driving people away.
When you have these resort fees, especially parking fees, that really does make people not enthusiastic about ever visiting. It hits their breaking point. But apparently the model has been get more dollars from fewer people.
The LVCVA CEO tells me that the reason that he thinks tourism has taken a dip is due to the economy, though they're hopeful that there will be more tourists coming in as they continue to have more events. They also tell me that they acknowledge that they know that this is stressing out local workers on the Strip and also their businesses, and they're working to address those concerns. Reporting live in Las Vegas, Fox 5 News, local Las Vegas.
And a lot of people certainly concerned about the impact of air travel delays on tourism as well. Sophia, thanks so much.
And even with F1 less than 2 weeks away, Fuel Bar says the past race weeks haven't brought much spillover, with many events curated for attendees. Workers hope this year's race will be different and drive more business to small venues.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much. And glad we had this meeting in the afternoon. I do prefer that. First of all, my name is CyrusHojjaty. I'd like to point out that I'm glad to see that Autodesk is having a meeting here. I am a Revit addict. I was working on it last night. My topic as I want to talk about is, you heard on the news about the downturn, down in spending and visitor volume. Things are just not what they used to be. And when we go to social media, we look on the comments section on how prices are certainly have gone up significantly. And thus, my main finding is that supply has been limited. There has been some kind of effort to create scarcity. First, what we do know is that two companies, major companies, many of them have ties to private equity, own more than half of the properties on the Strip. There's been a model of centralization. Just like here, local government, one county runs the entire metro area. Pretty much is the only metro area in the United States that's like that. According to the LVCVA, the number of hotel rooms have barely increased from 2010 to 2023. And notice I use 23 because in 24, two major properties closed on the Strip. And this is after heavily increasing the number of hotel rooms from the late 1980s till 2010. Current visitor volume has barely changed from 2007, and that was when I was a sophomore in high school. And we are only 5 million above the year 2000, and despite the world population increasing substantially. Car traffic from the state line in Murren is down from 2007. We peaked in 2016, and we all know what happened in that year. Former CEO James Murren started to institute parking fees, and that was when we peaked. 2012 what brought in resort fees. So we know the model. Fewer visitors, and with those we get more dollars out of them. And this also means fewer employees, which has an impact on the unemployment rate. Now sure, there have been some recent events that have occurred, fewer international visitors, but the heart of the problem is cost. In short summary, I don't believe that Las Vegas properly recovered from the late 2000s crisis, along with housing, urban planning. So what's the solution? Simple, more supply, more hotels. Chair, I do know that there is Wind West that's being planned. Hopefully that will get built soon. There's many different projects, but a lot of it is talk, and I don't see a whole lot of construction. Service does matter, and I have brought that up before. Now, I don't mean to be so Mr. Negative. I do visit the Strip about once a month. Last month I took a walk to the Bacchanal Buffet. There was a locals discount and I went to the Sphere. And certainly there are some good experiences. However, this is not what our parents and our grandparents used to get. And times have been changing. Fees have been removed, but hopefully please make the right decision and we have fewer turbulence.